3 or 08035961724. Supported by Airtel.
Do you know that College of Health Science and Technology Maiduguri, located along Indimi Road after NTA Junction, has commenced sales of admission forms for 2023-2024 academic session at an affordable price of 5,000 naira only? Are you also aware that the college has obtained full approval to commence academic activities and Memorandum of Understanding for practical training of students with the Borno State Ministry of Health and Human Services? What are you waiting for? Hurry and obtain your form, as the college offer the following courses: Diploma in Medical Laboratory Technicians, Diploma in Community Health Extension Workers, Junior Community Health Extension Workers, and Diploma in Pharmacy Technicians. Candidate who wishes to apply must have 5 credits in core science subjects, including Maths and English. The sales of forms closes after 2 weeks. Management announcer.
Admission forms are on sale for kindergarten, crèche, nursery, primary and secondary into Namu Model Secondary School Polo Road, Namu Model Primary School, Shehu Lamin Way opposite Zenith Bank, and Namu Model School, Pompomari Campus. We have a friendly and conducive environment of learning with standard education that is affordable. Enroll your words into Namu Model Schools to enhance their skills and abilities with state-of-the-art facilities and high-quality education. At Namu Model Schools, our teachers and staff are experts, as we are committed to not only academic excellence, but also the character that will help your children throughout their lives. Check out our crèche, always ready to nurture and care for our kiddies. Hurry and obtain your admission forms at any of our Namu Model School campuses. Come and build your future with us at Namu Models. Namu Model School, a trial will convince you.
Ai dama shi yasa na bari ya dan ƙara girma, in ya dan ƙara girma to na san lokaci da kawai zan yare tukuri
lafiya na ganka da abu wanda take ba
ka sare shi kaga in yi gawayi da rabi
ka sani gwamnati ina fada in je ki cire wannan abu akwai takarda wanda je a baka permit a ministry environment ko wuri wanda ana forestry wannan
ya nake jin ihu
ya ba ki ji ihu bane wannan dan bakin ciki ne kawai daga zan sare itacen da saboda baya so mu ci tuwo shine nan yazo ya sa mana ido
a'a mai gida ai na ga ya maka in zaka tsara mai gida sai ka sa ka dasa wani kuma na ga ya maka rance ka je ka yanka gidan baban Asabe itacen ka ga da aka iskan nan shi zai tare karfin iskan ba zai rusa musu katanga
wannan gaskiya gaskiya in dai haka ne wallahi na gane magana ka kuma na ji maganar nan in Allah da
ba ko wallahi abu din har ya ba
ba ko wallahi
na ji understand ina da ciao
Good evening to all our esteemed viewers. A blessed, cool evening with abundance of rain. It is equally the first Sunday in the month of September, which incidentally marks the commencement of the Ember Moon season. Wishing all of you a safe motoring and an accident-free balance of the year, especially the Yuletide period. Now, to a few highlights of our rich package of Sunday magazine, prepared to thrill you. Federal lawmaker Mukhtar Betara Aliyu sustains distribution of food palliative. this time to orphans, vulnerable and widows. Free petrol distribution in Maiduguri by La Buena Vida as a palliative support to vehicle owners. Borno State University gather Kanuri language and Islamic scholars on promoting Kanuri Ajami. Plus, Ibn Sina Progressive School graduation, first monthly sanitation exercise by Commissioner of Environment Muhammad Imad Kois, and stories on bizarre murders within Maiduguri. That is not all. You won't regret watching tonight's edition. I am your anchor, Abubakar Musa, and this is Sunday Magazine. We are glad you've joined us again this week. Let's now begin the program proper by heading straight to the southern part of the state. In continuation of palliative distribution to people of the 4 council areas of his constituency, federal lawmaker Mukhtar Betara Aliyu has extended the donation of food items to orphans, widows and other vulnerable members of the society. Now, thousands of beneficiaries from orphanages, special schools, masjid community bodies and persons caring for the vulnerable in Biu town all received consignments to help cushion the hardship on the people as a result of petrol subsidy removal. Milka Ramalam, tell us more about the life-saving interventions.
Distribution of livelihood support to orphans, widows and other vulnerable persons by Mukhtar Betara Aliyu has been a consistent exercise. This time, heart-beaten from effects of petrol subsidy removal, vulnerable persons from the 4 local government areas of Biu, Kwayakusar, Bayo and Shani were identified for distribution of food palliative, including orphans and widows.
Wannan ma ba mu zata ba, ubangiji Allah ya tsare shi, Allah ya raba shi da sharrin makiya, Allah ya raba shi da sharrin makiya, ubangiji Allah ya sa ya biya ka.
Yadda zaka ce daren Lailatul Qadr haka wannan ya zamewa marayu. Muna kaunar bamu Allah nan, muna kaunar mai kaunarsa.
Babu abin da zamu faɗa sai dai godiya, kuma kamar yadda ya ciyar da marayu da mabukata, shi ma Allah ya ciyar da shi ya kuma shayar da shi abinci na gidan aljanna.
Ƙauyuka da birane da cikin gari kowa ya samu amfanuwa na wannan shinkafa, kuma da ya tashi kawo mana abinci ya kawo mana irin abincin da zai ci a gidansa da wannan ya kawo al'umma, kuma muna roƙon Allah saka mishi da alkhairi.
Na gode wannan bawan Allah da ya taimaka mana. Babana ba shi da koshin lafiya, yana da ciwon suga, amma da aka taimaka mana da wannan abincin na gode mishi kuma na gode wa Allah.
Led by former chairman Biu local government Yamtagur, the distribution committee moved from one location to another, presenting Betara palliative to selected persons in need with the support of mosque and orphans committees.
Saboda shi mutum ne mai tausayi, kuma ya san wayannan mutanen orphans ne, marayu ne. Da haka shi ne yake a kawo muku shinkafa 35
akan shugabancinsa Allah mishi jagoranci, ubangiji Allah madaukakin sarki. Addu'ar mu shine a zuriyarsa da danginsa ma saman da za su gaje sa kan ayyuka na alkhairi. Yana da karfin wazartarwa kuma yana da amana. A da hakika muna jinjina muku akan amanan da kuke da shi na isar da sako na mutane da wannan abinci da aka mana mu godiya akai matuƙa.
Also not left out in the Betara food support are orphans, educational institutions, orphanages and individuals within Biu identified as providers of humanitarian support to the vulnerable.
Kaga kenan Annabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam yana tare da wanda yake jin kan maraya.
Insha Allah.
Allah ya saka masa da alkhairi. Allah ya ji kanshi shi ma ba dan ya mutu ba. Allah
Hundreds of 25 kilograms bags of rice And 10 kilograms bags of semovita were provided by federal lawmaker Nta Maiduguri specifically to give a sense of belonging to the orphans and vulnerable.
Muna roƙon Allah ya tabbatar mana, muna godiya sosai, babu abin da zamu iya faɗa da ya wuce wannan, amma abin da yake cikin zuciyarmu ya fi haka yawa. Ku masu hidindimun jama'a ne, ba za mu rike ku da dogayen bayanai ba. Muna godiya, Allah ya saka da alkhairi.
More better food palliative is on the way for people in need to keep body and soul together, especially in the trying times.
Nta Maiduguri there and his constituents. Interesting, isn't it? We're now back in Maiduguri. La Buena Vida Cares has been identified as one of the best philanthropic organizations carrying out humanitarian services to the doorsteps of the people in this trying moment of hardship. These are the views of some of the over 200 Maiduguri residents that benefited from distribution of free 5 liters of petrol to cushion the hardship caused by the removal of subsidy on the vital commodity. Iyamaji was at NNPC filling station, former Rechef along Damboa Road, Maiduguri, venue of the fuel palliative distribution for Sunday magazine.
These are the residents of Maiduguri that benefited from the fuel palliative intervention distributed by La Buena Vida Cares, overwhelmed over what they describe as surprise gift sent by God. La Buena Vida Cares is a non-governmental and non-profit making organization created across 36 states of the Federation to ensure supporting palliative interventions distribution to alleviate the sufferings of the people in these trying periods. The hardship on the people caused by the removal of fuel subsidy across Nigeria is only through palliative interventions that will reduce the difficulties. Hence, La Buena Vida Cares' decision to extend helping hands states like Borno. Vehicle owners, both private and commercials, expressed their deep appreciation for the concern shown by the organization, hence calling on well-to-do individuals to emulate the good deed of La Buena Vida Cares and pray Allah to bless the organization in abundance.
Everybody has to be patient and then be persevere. For this company to be able to give her free fuel, it's not easy. It's not every company that's doing that. So I believe it's a plus.
Abin da ya mana mutane ba su taɓa yi mana kalansa ba, kuma da za a samu ire-iren su mun ji daɗi kuma talaucin mu zai rago.
Gaskiya ne na gode, Allah ya taimaka, Allah ya ƙara buda.
Na zuwa kan zan sha mai kuma sai aka ce kyauta ma za a ban, sai na ji wannan kuɗin gwanda in je in yi wani abu na da shi. Gaskiya na ji daɗi kuma na gode.
We really appreciate them and it's a good initiative that well-meaning individuals can emulate to, ease the hardship being faced by the fuel subsidy removal in the country.
It has not been easy for buying fuel, 600 and something, but it's a privilege to have a free fuel today. I'm very excited.
Champions mentor Nta and other members spoke extensively on the activities of the organization and a short of serious intervention of food and non-food items.
The little that God has bestowed on us, we are now putting smiles on Nigeria, showing them that despite the hardship, La Buena Vida cares for them.
As we have discovered, so many people are living far below their potentials. So the only way to help them is what? Is to guide and mentor them. This is just little out of our philanthropy activities that we've been doing, okay?
We started since on the 29th, all the 36 states, they have been giving the fuel palliative, and then I think the Gombe, Abuja, all over Nigeria.
Life is not about what you get, it's about what you can give.
And our vision is to help people, to empower people. It's not all about making money.
Everything is going normally, and we are urging and calling everybody in Borno State to come to join this organization for the betterment of future.
Others describe La Buena Vida Cares intervention as timely and have lauded the effort of all members toward alleviating the sufferings caused by fuel subsidy removal and touching the lives of the people of Maiduguri, especially in this difficult period, and call on other good people of Borno to emulate for the sake of Allah. Petrol, being sold at 630 naira per litre, was distributed by La Buena Vida Cares, 5 liters of fuel to over 200 Maiduguri residents, free of charge as palliative intervention. This gesture by La Buena Vida Cares to complement government palliative against the hardship posed by the fuel subsidy removal will no doubt ease the sufferings of Maiduguri residents.
Certainly, Iyamaji, the unprecedented benevolence extended to Maiduguri residents by La Buena Vida Cares will obviously linger on the minds of the beneficiaries, because there's actually no better time for the organization to do that than now. Now, the need for the revival of Kanuri Ajami, which means written Kanuri word in form of Arabic language, was the subject of discussion at a stakeholders' engagement, challenging the younger generation to study Kanuri Ajami towards promoting it in the society. Now, this was during a workshop organized by the Center for Kanuri Ajami and Quranic Studies of the Borno State University, attended by top Kanuri linguists and Islamic scholars in the state. It's over now to Sunday Magazine's Yarwaya Umar for the rest of the story.
وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا.
The one-day sensitization workshop on Kanuri Ajami, which has at its theme the importance of Kanuri Ajami studies, was attended by the Islamic scholars, staff and students of the center. Vice Chancellor, Borno State University, Professor Kyari Sandave, explained that the essence of establishing the center is to promote the Kanuri Ajami, as well as enhance communication gap between the scholars in assessing fellow scholars towards giving them certificates and incorporate them in civil service.
Generally, the society here is traditionally, they are inclined to the traditional educational system, the Sangaya, and you have to modernize it as time moves on. And then because of the problem associated with stagnation, and when we look at what happened to us in the last 10 years, it's because of everybody, preaching as, he should, he thinks he is good. So, but with this experience at our back, we try to, bring the scholars together to tell them the importance of peace, and then for them to, reorganize the society so that whatever that happened in the last 10 years or so should not reoccur again.
Director, Center for Ajami and Quranic Studies, Borno State University, Dr. Mustafa Mohammed Ali said, the existence of the center will no doubt promote the Kanuri Ajami in writing and reading globally.
dalilin daram da loran da dinan rawati yayi buko man kurata ma barro isha da zi annan ka duro gire doyin loran doyin rotin ma muko yi ade ci dawri ade dawarjin sama so ciriya doyin da lamzu a jami'a da kara.
In their papers titled The Origin and Development of Sangaya System of Education in Borno by Maimodu Mutte of the University of Maiduguri, and The Origin and Development of Kanuri Forms of Writing by Dr. Tahir Abba of the Department of Linguistics and Foreign Language, Bayero University Kano, including importance of Kanuri Ajami studies by Yagana Bukar, who dwell extensively on the need to bring back the lost glory of Kanuri Ajami, emphasized the importance of Sangaya system of education.
This was the system of education being used, and with this they established many Sangaya schools teaching the Quran, and the language of instruction was the Ajami of Kanuri, not the Roman scripts, which is now being used after colonization.
How we wish if we can also communicate through Ajami beside the Roman alphabet. So this is the essence of all this. And this center wants to revive, because this is an old tradition.
Ajami revive the Kanuri tradition. Ajami enable the writers and scholars to write more in the Kanuri language in all fields of the studies.
Commissioner for Religious Affairs Babagana Malarima, represented by the Director Planning of the Ministry, Aliu Dauda, called on youths to embrace the use and writing of Kanuri Ajami to promote Kanuri language and assured support to the center. Islamic scholars and dignitaries at the occasion were of the opinion that reintroduction of Kanuri language in school curriculum and use of Kanuri Ajami will go a long way in making the language more acceptable.
وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله.
If you ask me, I would tell you we shouldn't allow such a fundamental aspect of our culture to go down the drain. That's talking about the Kanuri Ajami. Away from that now, less privileged individuals and internally displaced persons have continued to feel the impact of humanitarian service provider African Mission Global AMG of the Redeemed Christian Church of God RCCG. This time around, it was the graduation of 21 persons who acquired various skills to earn a living through the Folu Adeboye Vocational Training and Skills Acquisition Center, Maiduguri. Ijapari Joseph captured the graduation ceremony for Sunday Magazine.
Folu Adeboye Vocational Training and Skills Acquisition Center, Maiduguri, was established in 2019 by African Missions Global to complement government efforts towards making the internally displaced persons and other vulnerable people of Borno self-reliant.
New students that are coming, you see them, so try to emulate.
Northeast Coordinator African Missions Global, Pastor Susan Akinao, while appreciating the State Emergency Management Agency for always being there and acknowledging the humanitarian impact of the mission, urged the graduates to put to practice skills acquired to better their lives, just as he encouraged the new trainees to be united, regardless of religious differences, to achieve their purpose of being at the center.
They should make use of the opportunity of the center to collect jobs from outside and come to make use of their machines and equipment so that they can make money for themselves, before they can stand alone, buy their machines.
Pastor Sisan Akinao, having served as pastor in charge of Region 16, Borno and Yobe states, has been transferred to Gambia, relinquishing position of the church and African Missions Global to Pastor Soni Otunkire, who expressed happiness for the achievements recorded by his predecessor and prayed God to help him consolidate on that.
I will say that by the grace of God, we'll be able to keep up the good work that my predecessor has done so far to make sure that the work here is enhanced.
Representative of the Executive Director, State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, who is also Director Operations in the agency, Abdullahi Suleiman, applauded the giant strides of African Missions Global in complementing government efforts in catering for the needs of IDPs and the less privileged persons, calling on well-meaning individuals to emulate AMG.
We as a people in the humanitarian family, we will make sure that all IDPs cut across Borno State and even beyond will be happy, return back, and not only returning them back to their ancestral home, but also to make sure that partners like the African Global Mission give them what they desire and what is required of a human being. And that is what exactly African Global Mission is doing. Whenever we come here to celebrate the graduates, you see Christians, Muslims, and others in court.
World Head of Shagari Locust B, among other graduates, thanked African Missions Global for establishing the center, which targets both IDPs and members of the community.
We have nothing to render unto Daddy. He has done a lot for us. He has done so much for us. There are a lot of people that were in his shoe, but they could have not do what he did.
AMG sosai ko mun bar nan za mu iya mu nema keke mu yi rigar sanyi mu yi wando mu yi hula ko na sayarwa saboda mu samu.
The 21 graduates who acquired skills on tailoring, shoemaking and knitting took turns to showcase their handwork with presentation of water containers, broom and kettles for the use of the new intake at the center. The 45 newly inducted trainees presented a farewell song to the graduates and took an oath to adhere to rules and regulations of the center. Cultural dance added color to the event.
African Mission Global deserves a standing ovation for carrying out that mind-blowing empowerment program. Well done. Ibn Sina Progressive School, Maiduguri, has been identified as one of the best performing boarding integrated schools that is complementing efforts of Borno State government in imparting sound and qualitative education. This came from parents, guardians, and dignitaries during the first speech and prize-giving day, as well as graduation ceremony of the school. Iyamaji was at the school premises where she packaged this unique graduation ceremony for Sunday magazine.
Ibn Sina Progressive School, located along Polo Jidimri Malay Road, came into existence on 12 September 2014 with 10 teachers and 36 pupils, both for nursery and primary sections. The promising school later expanded with the introduction of secondary section and has today grown to accommodate over 400 pupils and students.
I hope that this occasion is going to be educating, entertaining, mesmerizing, hypnotizing, tantalizing. I'm gonna shine, shine our light.
Declaring the first speech and prize-giving day, as well as graduation ceremony open, chairman of the occasion, who is also the PTA chairman, Haman Habib, commended the Ibn Sina Progressive School for the courage and commitment in organizing such a memorable event. He said, as PTA chairman, he will ensure monitoring of the school's activities in ensuring effective and efficient service delivery, and commended both school management and teachers for their dedication to duties, and called on all parents to be prompt payment of school fees, which will enable the school carry out its activities.
Here at Ibn Sina, we are working hand in hand with the school, and I don't think we have a problem. Even what you have seen today is an indication that really the school is progressing.
Proprietaries of Ibn Sina, Habiba Ibrahim Borgo, assured of the school's determination to achieve its set objectives of impacting qualitative knowledge, and thanks parents for the patronage.
I want to produce a productive student because I'm looking for my hereafter. I'm not doing it for money or anything. I just do it sadaqatul jariyah.
I'm thrilled to announce that we have successfully completed our first external examination with recommendable result with more than 90% success rate statistically.
Mother of the Day, Aisha Mohammed Medabara, parents and other speakers showered encomiums over the performance of the school's pupils and students and called on the graduates to be good ambassadors of the school.
A zahiri in kun ga abubuwan da yaran nan suka yi a nan, gaskiya abun zai ba ku sha'awa. Allah ya taimake su, Allah ya kara musu ilimin su, Allah ya sa ya amfane su duniya da lahira.
Ina alfahari da wannan makarantar. Makarantar nan tana neman taimako ko ta hannun association ko kuma gwamnati. Special school fees namu ya biyu. Kuma akwai waɗansu iyaye da ba sa iya biyan kuɗin makaranta. An barwa director na makaranta ita take tallafawa. From the academic display, we saw this morning here. It is an evidence that the teachers are doing their best.
I would like to advise them that they should embark on bringing more of syllables to the school so that it will be in a mantle that it will compete with any other private school in these states.
Ibn Sina have shown that they are very much taking care of our children in terms of education.
Outgoing head girl and head boy of the school thanked the school management and staff for uplifting the school to its present position in impacting sound and qualitative knowledge.
While I'm excited and enthusiastic to share that today we are certified graduates, I am also feeling sad that we'll be leaving Ibn Sina Progressive School.
We thank our parents today for their blessings and the constant support that they have been for us. They are not enough words to express how grateful we are for them, for everything they have done for us.
Very, very.
Sunday Magazine is extending its best wishes to Ibn Sina Progressive School. You will surely get there, no doubt about that. Away from that now to tell you that former President, National Union of Goza Students, Bulam Haruna Sawa, has been described as dedicated, committed, humble and trustworthy leader who revived the union to its present position. These were the submissions of educationists and Goza stakeholders during the inauguration of the new executive members of the union held at the Elkanemi Hall of University of Maiduguri. Let's hear Sunday Magazine's Iyamaji one more time.
National Union of Goza Students Borno State Chapter was basically formed to bring together Goza students studying in various higher institutions of learning for them to achieve the set goal of the union. The aims and objectives of forming the union are ensure welfare, protection of the interests of its members, and promote good governance. The Elkanemi Hall, University of Maiduguri, was therefore filled to capacity, where Goza educationists, stakeholders, and students of various higher institutions of learning converged to witness the inauguration of the new executive members of National Union of Goza Students Borno State Chapter taken out of office. Convener of the ceremony, who is also the former president of National Union of Goza Students, Comrade Bulam Haruna Sawa, who revived the union in 2021 following its collapse, set as an indigenous son of Goza, he single-handedly lifted the union for the benefit of Goza students and people of the local government. Comrade Sawa, who acknowledged the tremendous support of Goza stakeholders and the newly inaugurated executive efforts in actualizing the dreams of the union comes through, equally called on them to be dedicated, committed, and transparent leaders while steering the affairs of the union and wish them success.
I would like to extend my appreciation, especially His Excellency Professor Obagana Umar Azulum, for his effort toward development of students in Borno State. And my appreciation goes to our Senator, Senator Muhammadu Ali Ndume. I recognize the effort of Honorable Ahmad Usman Jaha Babao, the pledge and the support that the Honorable Abdullah Ibu Abacha did to us.
Father of the day, Professor Abba Buba of Borno State University, spoke extensively on promoting women education in Goza and called on all to pray fervently, be patient with one another, as well as be trustworthy and determined to succeed in every facet of life.
Advising to continue with this spirit of brotherliness, spirit of Gozanian, spirit of helping one another.
Mother of the Day, Principal, Federal Government Girls College Mongono, Aisha Umar Shugaba, who emphasized on girls' child education, said there is need for all to put hands on decks to achieve the set objectives of educating girl child.
I also call on the financially buoyant citizens and highly placed individuals to also help in sponsoring the education of the orphan girls.
Professor Hamid Usman of Chemistry Department, UNIMED, and Dr. Garba Usman Kwajam presented papers on citizen adherence and strengthening of information, dissemination of media, reviving and restoration of education system in Goza local government.
With a strong commitment that Goza Academia will revive for better.
Section 25 of the 1999 Constitution. Every person born in Nigeria before the date of independence belongs to a community indigenous to Nigeria is a citizen.
Other speakers challenged Goza students to dedicate themselves in entrepreneurship development to excel in life, where they all advised them not to wait for white-collar jobs and wish the new executive members success in running the affairs of the union.
Lume and Ahmed Zaha Babao, he said anybody that qualifies to apply for PDDF, they are ready to pay the scholarship.
To move ahead in life, don't wait for white-collar jobs.
We need to support each other, especially some of us that are schooling now.
I always prepare myself to face difficulties and challenges. And all what I can say is I have a great team that by the grace of God, this team will work the way it is expected and we will achieve the goal needed.
We hope the new executives of the National Union of Goza students will justify the confidence reposed in them. If you're just joining us, you're on to Sunday Magazine on the largest television network in Africa, the NTA. And of course, we're reaching you live from the Maiduguri Network Center. Let us at this point take a commercial break to bring you another set of fascinating stories that have been prepared to catch your fancy, no matter your preferences.
Department of Theatre Arts, University of Maiduguri calls for open audition of talented male and female actors, ages 10 to 65, for cast in a joint teledrama series production. Dates: Thursday, September 7th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Friday, September 8th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Saturday, September 9th, 2023, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Venue: Nta Maiduguri Zonal Center, Mohammed Indimi Road, Maiduguri. For details, contact 08060258058 or 08087083793 or 08035961724. Supported by ETO.
I guess you are still on the line. Let's move on now. As part of efforts towards supporting government to curtail the menace of climate change, critical stakeholders in the environment sector have charged residents of Maiduguri to plant trees in their surroundings, protect and manage their immediate environments. These are among issues that formed part of the monthly sanitation exercise led by the new Commissioner for Environment, Mohammed Imad Kois, organized by Borno State Environmental Protection Agency, BOSEPA. Walagu Apagu packaged the September sanitation for Sunday Magazine.
Commissioner of Environment, Mohammed Imad Kois, who led the sanitation team to various areas within the metropolis to monitor the conduct of the exercise, was full of gratitude to residents for compliance, especially members of clubs and associations who participated in the exercise. He then charged members of the various clubs and associations visited at different locations to continue with the good work, as government will not relent in supporting them.
Let it be as a call to others who are not performing in their communities or wards to be up and doing, and let's enjoy a very healthy and nice environment. We are all part of the society. His Excellency Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, Executive Governor of Borno State, very soon will be launching tree planting campaign. All of us are invited and all of us are required, at least either in their ward or in their personal capacity. The seedlings will be there for each and every one of us as a community or individual. We can pick it, whether it is a commercial tree or economic ones or whatever, whichever one you want, to be at the launching site. And we are ready to partner with any organizations, any clubs, so that we can give them out for further planting.
The General Manager Bosefa, Abubakar Suleiman, commended those who participated in the sanitation and called on them to ensure they partake in the ongoing tree planting campaign as part of effort to protect the environment.
The level of compliance is 100%. People who comply, clubs and associations came out, though we have not covered almost the entire state due to the activities of the clubs and association. So, calling on all citizens to maintain a clean environment. We say a clean environment is a healthy environment. We are in the rainy season. We see how heavy downpour yesterday, how people maybe suffered, particularly the areas where they don't have drainage. And I believe with the new commissioner we have, almost all the data of the areas that they don't have drainage, inshallah, will be taken and channeled to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State.
Leaders of various sanitation clubs and associations expressed commitment to bring to an end environmental menace.
ne sama zuwa su
dan da ala rutiran ya sunya ala kasanyar kasanya
daji shi da kada bare reta iman ne gutuna kuri imana lan karai gutuna na gadoro chaman are formana wande kane kuro alhamdulillah alai kuro kamdo en ndiya commissioner dona shadi wala sha sudo daji kamdo kasada tara bala no kamno hata to zoro kare ne kiji inshallah ga kan tai da yen kuro shawari gutuna ma a miya filmi yaro ngane ga udran kuro yimbi soro de koro jae ala isi de aka wondi yakala ne gayya torke koro so kada bar do inshallah
commissioner deji GM deji kidawon siyarin sha gawon zazaina ko shawari South Progressive Association sanitation no soluna ala bara su jama'a kuma soluna ga kintara sanitation da bisa jana ro askariya
an sake sauke manajan mu kuma alhamdulillah an sake kuma yi kuma muka ce za mu taimaka mishi insha Allah shi ma ya ci nasara a gaban mai girma gwamnatin jihar Borno.
The commissioner, general manager and other critical members of sanitation planted trees at sanitation court for others to emulate.
Sunday Magazine will keep saying this: government alone cannot achieve maximum success in keeping Borno clean. We all have a pivotal role to play in that regard. Now, listen to this one. Once upon a time, Borno was a destination and haven for prospective corps members eager to be deployed for orientation camp and posting, where many have remained, finding work in both public, private sector, or even marriage. When Boko Haram insurgents came calling, it was all gone with the wind jeopardizing the calm, scattering peace-loving people with the NYSC, an early victim closing shop in Borno for 12 years until its recent reopening. Milka Damalam will now tell us more on the full return of NYSC at a time services of the core members are most needed.
From its core mandate of national integration, the NYSC has from 1973 to date remained a unifier both at the socio-economic and cultural spheres. The sad exit of the scheme from Borno 12 years ago was therefore a difficult decision but necessary to safeguard lives of core members at the onset of the Boko Haram insurgency. Since then, like a nomad, the NYSC orientation exercise for Borno moved between 6 states, with core members given option of actually coming to the state for the service year. Continuous agitations by prominent people of Borno, led by the Shehu of Borno, saw the reopening of the camp, where Governor Babagana Umar Zulum approved the renovation of the defunct Arabic Teachers College Maiduguri to serve as a temporary site for the exercise, pending the reconstruction of the permanent site, now in a dilapidated condition.
The people of Borno are law-abiding citizens. They like strangers. The government is trying. You see, all levels of government, local government, state government, federal government, they are doing their best. You see, including the traditional institutions. Right now, all our emirs are within their jurisdictions. Borno is safe, Maiduguri is safe.
With the gallantry of our military, police, DSS, national security, and civil defense corps, and other paramilitary establishments, as well as the voluntary security organizations like the JTF Hunters and Vigilantes, Borno secured the peace and stability that enable us to gather here to make this orientation possible.
It's an opportunity for everyone to understand and then come along to see that we build a better Borno, especially in terms of business opportunities, education and everything. We have the peace, so people should seize this emerging peace so that they can come and invest in Borno State.
Over the years, core members posted to Borno had their camps in neighboring states of Gombe, Bauchi, Jigawa, Benue, and lastly, Katsina, a hectic arrangement with challenges encountered, among which was the death of 3 NYSC officials caused by road accident. What are the assurances of the core members' safety?
We are in collaboration with all the security agencies, and as usual, we will only post core members to areas that are safe.
We have assessed the facility, and our deployment is tripartite. 1, target hardening, access control, and to increase the risks for any intruder.
As you can see, the temporary orientation site is equipped with all the necessary facilities, and the usual camp activities have picked up in earnest. What then are the expectations of core members?
My expectation is not that much. It's just that my safety first and accommodation and just where I can fill up my stomach also.
Given the opportunity to work here after my service and finding a good job.
Maiduguri is fine, it's okay. Since we started our journey from Sokoto to Maiduguri, there is not anything that happened to us.
The insurgency denied Borno the contribution of core members critical to national integration and development. They are back with safety guaranteed and have significant roles to play in the post-insurgency recovery phase.
You can say that again, Milka. It is our prayer that the National Youth Service Corps has come to stay once again in Borno State. Thank you once again for putting together that story, Milka. Now, for more than a century, the old Kanem Borno Empire, Maiduguri to be precise, has remained the main source and exporter of high-grade hides and skin to the global community and the domestic market, a trade that has fetched a huge fortune not only to the merchants, but the government at both state and federal levels. Fatima Isa takes a look at the highs and lows of the more than a century-old trade within the period.
Trade in hides and skin is one of the pre-independence trans-Saharan economic activities that has to date continued to promote commerce in Borno State, despite the more than a decade-old insurgency and many other challenges. The business continues to wax stronger. Hides and skin are renewable raw materials produced in large quantities in northern parts of Nigeria like Kano, Katsina and Maiduguri. The animal byproducts such as sheep, cow, goats, camel and others is an enduring boost to the nation's economy, currently used as important and valuable in producing leather materials such as footwear, car seats, belts, bags, home interior decorations and cultural artifacts, amongst others, as well as Pomo, which is popular delicacy amongst the Yorubas, Igbos in Nigeria. The question now here is, what are the changes hides and skin businesses has undergone during and after insurgency, is the question put to Mustafa Abakime, Chairman, Hides and Skin Borno State Chapter.
Per year, they bring like 100 trailers. After this insurgencies, now the market is not like before. This time around it's not like before. We have been losing our money. Boko Haram, they burn our motors in the road from Gambaru to Maiduguri here. Almost like 6 or 7 trailers.
Before the insurgency, we are uploading about 10 to 15 lorries per day. But this after the insurgencies happen, we have so many problems in uploading our goods.
Ahmed Ashemi is the president, Borno Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture.
The borders were closed for a long period, and therefore bringing in the hides from far away really dwindled over time, and therefore there were no enough stock even to sell. And now with the removal of the subsidy, I think how it will affect the business of hides and skin is by increasing the cost of transportation, and this will increase the cost of the product and also make it beyond the reach of the average people that used to buy it and use it.
The fact remains that from the processing, storage, loading and transportation, hides and skin is a major contributor to economic life of Maiduguri, especially youths engaged at every level. Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, has to date remained a hub for import and export of hides and skin, with growing potentials increased by the livestock production and trade in the region.
Beautiful there, Fatima. Hides and skin business will always remain a lucrative one, so better give it all the attention it deserves. Prevalence of kidney disease in Borno State has remained a major source of concern to government, medical service providers and citizens, considering the manner it is spiraling, putting pressure on health institutions patients and their families, presentation and diagnosis of chronic kidney disease by patients is often seen as a death wish, considering the fact that many suffering from the disease avoid treatment and dialysis until late stages, leaving a small window for palliative care and search for kidney donor, with death inevitable. Milka Damalam, tell us more about this health concern.
Little talked about, chronic kidney disease in Borno is now a major issue as every family is affected in one way or another, as more in and out patients are being recorded receiving treatment on dialysis or awaiting kidney transplant. It is in these regards that Borno State government approved free dialysis treatment for chronic kidney disease patients at the State Specialist Hospital Maiduguri, and also set up a committee to embark on a research to find causes and lasting solutions to the disease taking its toll on the population.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, to address the issue, now set up a committee and then led by a nephrologist and other specialties who are interested in area of kidney disease. They have finished the first phase of the research, and then this just tries to look at those that are identified with abnormalities relating to kidney function, specifically urea, creatinine levels. And now they are planning to go on the second phase, because you cannot conclusively say that these people have chronic kidney disease. You have to also embark on other investigations like biopsy, ultrasound scan. Actually, the experts know better. So the next phase will now concentrate in going into investigating those that they discovered with either abnormal, kidney urea creatinine functions, or abnormal, pack cell volume, or those that were found to have either proteinuria or hematuria, in their urine. He has also given some funds to those in the geology department to now look at what is specifically in our water or our soils that are responsible for these cause of kidney diseases.
Consultant nephrologist at the University of Maiduguri Teaching Hospital, Dr. Omar Los Korima, affirmed that most patients avail themselves with CKD at the end stage, which only requires hemodialysis or kidney transplant, contributing to the high mortality rates.
If you pick the patient at early stage, like stage 1 and 2, there are chances that you may actually retard the progression or reverse the patient to have normal kidney function. But unfortunately for us, in this our community, most of our patients very, very hardly present at that early stage. Once we start seeing patients in our clinic, they've actually gone down to stage 3, 4, or most of them even at the end stage, that's stage 5. Most of our patients hardly accept to start dialysis at the most appropriate time. And that is actually what is giving us the bad outcome in patients that are on dialysis. The advice I want to give is that if patients are known to be hypertensive, they should be very, very regular with their drugs that will control their blood pressure. They should be regularly seeing their doctors. Likewise, if patients are known to be diabetic, they should do whatever possible, especially being regular on medications and seeing their doctors regularly to control blood glucose.
Patients are therefore appealing for government's intervention, as the cost of treatment is beyond the capacity of the common man.
Akwai challenges financially, akwai kai ma za ka gaji, akwai kuma lack of facilities ma.
Government will have to prioritize this section in the healthcare, like the Borno State government did at the Borno State Specialist Hospital.
Management of CKD is costly, while treatment is out of the reach of common man, considering search for donor and cost of transplants, which leaves prevention as a plausible solution.
It's naturally disheartening whenever an issue that has to do with kidney disease is mentioned. Let's, however, continue praying to the Almighty to protect us against it and give those affected speedy recovery. Now, in what can best be described as an act of pure evil was the gruesome murder of a 29-year-old man by a 19-year-old friend he housed and fed for 2 years in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. Now, this happened in Maiduguri area of Maiduguri after the assailant had eaten food prepared by the victim's mother. Pauline Kujevana sought to find out what transpired that led to the killing.
That was the expression of agony and pain by the mother of the 29-year-old Mohammed Garba, who was stabbed to death by his 19-year-old friend, Mohammed Umar, in her presence. According to the mother of the slain, who is also a widow, the tragedy occurred after she served them a breakfast. Then shortly after, she heard her son's voice crying for help from inside the room, and she curiously rushed to the room only to find her son lying in the pool of his own blood after receiving multiple knife stabbing by the perpetrator.
I cried for help that my son Atom is killed, and immediately angry mob rushed and wanted to lynch the murderer, but I blocked the beating and requested for authority, which I handed the boy to them. I have left him with God, but let justice be served.
What started like a bond of friendship between the two forced the perpetrator, Mohammed Umar, to relocate from Kasuan Shanu area to come and be staying with his deceased friend at Maiduguri area of Maiduguri for the past 2 years until that fateful day when he killed his friend.
Once I reached there, the guy has already stabbed the guy with knife. Then I now hold the guy. When I hold him, if you can see the knife here, he told me that you don't know what happened between I and him, but he promised that he's going to give me 15,000, and the 15,000 is not there. That's why I tell him that when we are eating, we now kill him.
Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, who arrested the culprit and prevented his lynching by an angry mob that gathered, handed him over to the police for necessary action.
The police came over for a handover of the suspect. He was alive. We booked it, and then police evacuated the suspect from our hands. Further actions, further investigations are being conducted by Nigerian Police Force.
He has confessed to the commission of the offense. The case is under investigation. As regard to the speculation that as homosexual, it is a subject of forensic investigation and analysis that will reveal the real fact of the issue. Meanwhile, at the end of everything, we will charge to court for proper prosecution.
This incident is coming at a time when cases of gangsterism and stabbings are becoming nightmare for residents of Maiduguri, with Governor Zulum giving directive for a crackdown on them.
I wonder what this world is turning into. Pauline, we hope you will keep us posted with regards to that particular story. Now, what could have made a 41-year-old man kill his barely 1-year-old wife in an apparent argument over allegation of infidelity in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital? Well, it's now a case of homicide after attempt to conceal murder and forensic evidence by suspect and possible accomplice the victim's maid was uncovered by the police. Here is Pauline Kujevana once again with more on that story.
Residents of Ajilari Cross in Maiduguri woke up to the sad news of the death of Bintu Mustafa, which earlier rumor has it that some group of gangsters entered her house with the intention of stealing phone and in the process stabbed her to death. This raised curiosity amongst the residents who reported the case to the police to unravel the circumstance behind the killing, and all finger pointed at the husband, who was caught with his other wife trying to wash off the bloodstains, which are forensic evidences. The husband of 3 wives, Mustafa Mohammed, who admitted to stabbing his third wife of 1 year 6 months to death, claimed that she was involved in an extramarital affairs with her ex-boyfriend.
I stabbed by her chest and I regret the act.
Members of the community expressed sadness over the incidents that has thrown all into mourning.
Instead of killing her, the issue will have been solved within the family.
Killing his wife is not the solution. We are not happy by that. Instead, he should divorce her.
No matter the offense committed by the woman, killing her is not the solution. Let justice take its course.
The husband and co-wife are already in police custody for further investigation.
We arrested both of them being the dwellers of the house, but having confessed by the husband, we will continue to investigate. If it is found that she has no hand in the killing, we'll definitely do justice to her by releasing her.
Similarly, in the same general area and same day, a lifeless body of a 25-year-old young man was found stabbed in the back with a sharp object, which led to the arrest of one suspect, Mustafa Mohammed Ahmed, who also confessed to have committed the act in self-defense, alleging deceased came to steal from him at night.
Available criminal profile shows the deceased is non-criminal under police supervision.
There were recovered exhibits from the suspect who are in police detention, and discreet investigation continue for eventual presentation to court for prosecution.
If you can't control your inner self, then you will always be in serious trouble. God forbid, anyway. And on that story, we've come to the end of Sunday Magazine for today. We cannot thank you enough for always being part of it. Now, on behalf of all of us here, talking about the management of Nta Maiduguri, and not forgetting the producer of the program, Aliyu Michelia, and of course, the technical director, Adamu Dayi, I am Abubakar Musa saying good night and always take care of yourselves.